Again, I am I just got back on my from my trip. Uh, got in late. Sorry if you've been waiting for me. And all I've done is put up a lemon. And I thought today that we would go through some of the things to think about to create form. And if it's an elementary lesson, so if you're beyond that and you already know these things, let me know, and I won't do it. But if you want me to, I thought, we could just do this lemon here. I'll show you. Um, oh dear, wait a minute. Let me get this there. So this is my reference here, this little lemon here, and um, maybe I'm gonna move the canvas over as well. So let me know. I thought that, hey Corby, hello darling. So I thought that we would just do that, and because of the busy day, I'm just going to be uh, painting, just painting a lemon, right? Remember when I said yesterday that all we really needed to do was just draw a lemon, paint a lemon, do a notan, do anything. Okay, maybe this will work better. So on the back of my paper, I just have this, sticky stuff. What's it called? That gooey. Here, I'll show you. I will show you. This stuff right here, this stuff that you pull off and you squish. Right? I just call it sticky stuff. Because it's sticky. Um, okay. Oof. Take a moment. I need to relax. I do. I need to relax. Beginner here. Okay, so for Blanca today, let's do let's do this. Okay. So palette, is the palette camera on? It is not. There it is. Well, that doesn't work. Comes up right on top of the lemon. Let's move it over here. Or maybe I'll put it up here so you're not distracted. Okay. I have to step out for a short bit. Be right back. Okay. So, ooh, for those of you who know how to paint, um, gather a lemon or paint this one, whatever you like. And we're going to get started. So for those of you who know, you don't need to go through this very beginner creating form type thing. Um, I'm not going to tone the canvas. I'm just going to go right in and uh, just just get started. And oh, I still need to breathe. So a lemon basically is a sphere. And when we're gauging out the lemon or anything that we want to, I'm going to do this pot one day. The lemon in the pot, I love it. Um, so you can get a better view of it. I think that's pretty close to what I'm looking at. Um, just going to take some burnt sienna. You can take any of the colors. Just darken it a little bit, playing around. Just wanted to see if the raw umber was still workable. But when you're coming at a painting, and I'm not going to worry about composition here, I'm just gonna paint the lemon. So when you're coming to uh, something to paint, it's always best to go at it with straight lines. You know, you're not going to like try and do a circle here, right? Uh, Basically, this is a circle. The lemon is a basic circle, but let's just get the basic shape. Shaky hands. Got this little thing there. Okay, so with that, let's say that we have a circle. Let me do it that way. For Blanca. Blanca, are you back? You know, we're basically looking at a circle. Blanca's not back yet. I'm gonna wait for her. What are you guys all painting? Have you got your own little setup? Are you painting or are you just watching today? Ooh, I'm gonna come back and talk to you. Hi. So got up early. We missed the first ferry. We had to take the second ferry, and that was just like a 2 hour trip down. Dropped uh, the people off that I was taking, my daughter and a friend of hers, and their cat, and drove right back. Right, I mean there was uh, really not a lot of time to do the basic shopping that I wanted to do and things like that. And because now on the island, the last ferry leaves the mainland at 5 o'clock. So if you don't get back in time, you don't get back. And that would have been fine. Hi, darling. Okay. That would have been fine, but I wanted to be here. I wanted to be here. And I wouldn't have been able to if I got stuck on the mainland. So I would have gone up and stayed at my mom's. That would have been my thing. She's only about a half an hour away. So, all right, let's go back then. Blanca is back. So what we are looking at here is um, is this basic shape. So when you're making a shape, you know, it's just basic straight lines. This is the wrong brush. Give me a second. Get a better one. That one either. Not that one. Okay. Oof. Okay, so Blanca, what we want to do is create the form, and this is the way I go about it. Um, it's not the only way, but this is the way I go about it. I will take, I'm just going to use the black and this gray here for this shape. So basically what a lemon is, a round shape, right? And the way you can see, there's a shadow underneath, right? I didn't want to go out that way. And I'm going to lighten it up in the gray. This would be the shadow side, right? You've got this. Basically, if you're doing a round shape, we're not really looking at, we're looking at a sphere now. So this would basically be the shadow side, right? Now there's a couple of things that you need to be aware of. You have the light side, you have the shadow side. Okay, now let me just lighten this up because I want to show you something. The first thing when you squint down and you're looking at something, find the basic shape. Is it a circle? Is it a square? Is it a triangle? Like, you know, trees can be triangles. Uh, just figure that out, the very, very basic shape. Then you're going to squint down and look at the shadow side. That's all you're going to look at. And you're just going to kind of put in where the shadow is, right? So I'm putting this in here, the shadow side, okay? And the shadow side of the lemon. So there's a couple of things that that you need to know. One is the cast shadow. The cast shadow is the shadow that is sitting underneath the lemon, the part that doesn't get any light at all. That's not working. There, that'll be able, hopefully I've got a glare on it, so it's not showing up very well for me. The cast shadow right underneath it. Let me draw it here. Right here. Hmm. Wonder if I can make that bigger for you. So if the light is coming this way, this area down here isn't getting any light at all, and that would be your cast shadow area. Everything has a cast shadow, and it is what grounds your subject to you know, the earth or to the table or to wherever it is. As you're moving from this cast shadow, the shadow moving out will get lighter and lighter and lighter. That's another thing you need to know. And why is that? That's hard to see, isn't it? I keep looking, I'm looking at the screen on my computer, and it's like, no, that's really hard to see. Let me get like, see if that helps. Seems too dark. Okay, scratch that. We're gonna do it right here on the lemon, okay? So our light is coming this way, right? So the light is coming and it's hitting here. Let's get the basic shape of the lemon. Okay, so this is the basic shape of the lemon. This will probably turn out better. And if you squint down and look at the lemon area right here is where the cast shadow is. Nothing's happening there. There's not getting any light. I'll make it dark. Okay. And this lighting, this is the basic cast shadow area right there. It's not going way out. And then as the shadow is coming out, it's getting more and more reflected light bouncing off of it. So it gets lighter and lighter and lighter as it goes out. Is that making sense so far? Bye, Linda. Okay, does that make sense, Blanca? So the next thing you're going to look at is the cast shadow or the shadow area of the lemon, which looks like it's about there. I'm just going to put it in with the burnt sienna. Just very plain, basic things going on here. Shadow starting somewhere. Looks so, my brush is probably too small. So I'm trying to get the sense of the shadow coming off of this. It's also going to be getting lighter. So I am going to dilute it out. It's not working. Let's fix the shadow here. A lot of times just painting into, just adjusting the shape. Oh boy, looks like I'm going to fail on this one. I have a hard time painting when I am flustered, right? Not my strong suit. So this may be a dedicated failed painting. Um, so the mistake that I'm making here is obviously if you have a ground that is a gray, your shadow color is also going to be the gray. And I'm getting too much into things that Blanca doesn't need to know about right now. Oh dear. Okay, so I'm gonna redo everything. Shall we start over? Cast shadow, the area that doesn't get any light. Okay, and then I'm gonna move out. And that looks a little bit better. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it is what it is, and I'm going to continue. Um, you can pull it back to something you're happy with. Yeah, Corby. That's hopefully that will happen. The first part of my process is to let go of the stress about it and to just get back to what it is I'm trying to do, which is to help Blanca understand form. So I am going to go in and paint this after I do this form thing. So Blanca, we've got the white coming down here. You've got your shadow side here, right? The shadow side of the lemon. If you go by the circle. Then, this is the other areas that we need to know. Let's get the light area going on in here. Okay. Um, you have the local color, this yellow, and I'm not really mixing any colors here. I'm just for demo purposes. And then you have the area where the light is hitting. I'm just going to do that in white. just so you can see it better. So you have your highlight. And when you have a highlight with a cast shadow, you essentially create form. So the thing to remember is the cast shadow is the area that doesn't get any light. The second thing is that the farther a shadow goes out, the more light it will pick up and um, get lighter. The shadow area will get lighter. It will change colors. It will become more of what's going on, what the object is sitting on, or the subject is sitting on. So if we were going to have a shadow that was going way out much, much more, the farther out it goes, the lighter it would become. And the edges of the shadow just kind of wear out. Um, you know what I have a problem with? What's really difficult is I've got the camera, my phone, right in front of me, and I'm coming around one way or another um, to paint, and it really throws me. I could move, but then you guys won't have such a good view of it. Oh yeah, you guys, no mistakes, just learning and coming to terms with where you are and what's going on. So one of the things is, here I'm stuck again, but we wouldn't have this outer edge out here that burnt sienna. All right, well, Blanca, I'm not doing a very good job helping you today. If I go back to my little, you have like your local color, which is like the main color of the lemon. And then you have your highlight area, obviously. And your cast shadow under here. These are the things that I want you to understand. Your cast shadow, uh, which basically grounds the sphere to the ground, right? And it's only right underneath the sphere. It's not going to be out here. There, that's coming together a little bit better now. Okay, so let's do the same with the lemon. In the shadow area, I'm going to mix. I don't have any blue. Okay. So the shadow, it actually has somewhat of a green tinge to it. So I'm gonna mix up, I'm gonna use some black because it makes that beautiful olivey green color. And I'm also gonna add some blue to that. Let's see what we come up with. Might be too olive green, too dull, but we don't want it to be um, okay. I'm going with something new, something that I don't normally do. Should we see what happens? Still got too much. Let's see what's going on with this. Hmm. So because it's a bit too much, I come over with just the yellow. There's some areas where this, I'm going to get rid of the highlight again. I'm going to just green it up a little bit, cool it down just a little bit. And that's a bad brush. Can you see that? These little marks and everything that this brush is making? It's a little bit flared. Can you see it? It's not flat anymore. So that's a brush that I would use um, in a landscape for the foreground for grasses and weeds. Let's get one that's in better shape. Well, this is interesting. It's interesting to see how Oh, I'm dealing with it, this bad painting day. It's got some glare, huh? Uh, Blanca. I don't know why, but I love that dark scruff at the bottom. You mean the cast shadow here? This dark, dark shadow? Uh, this is why I like to paint with the daylight and not with artificial lighting. Get rid of that glare. So, oftentimes when I get flustered painting, I have to stop, step back, and assess, why am I getting flustered? Where are my thoughts? What am I doing? Um, and oftentimes, if I do that, if I just slow down, I'm pretty much able to pick it up. And and so that's pretty much the process that I'm in right now, just slowing down. Um, not able to give Blanca a very decent. I'm going to do that for you, hon. Um, I'll put it up in uh, a members video just for you and whoever else is interested in watching that. Just going over the very basic stuff. Oh, that's on the lemon. Okay. Maybe because it looks like the bottom of um, the lemon, and logically, that would not be the place that I would put it. You're talking about this stuff right here, right? This. Let's see if I can salvage. Sometimes when you're having just a bad painting day, uh, depending on what you're working on, like if you're working on an actual painting, it's a good idea just to stop. Okay. Just stop and go and do some drawing, go and do something, right? But just kind of let go. I know part of the reason why it's I'm having this difficulty is because I'm live, and some of it uh, is the the desire to want to be really good and only paint really good things. There, that's the truth of it. To only, to not mess up and to save face and to be, perfect. Did I mention that I have this perfectionist kind of thing? Uh, and I do. So part of part of my process is working on just releasing that, getting rid of it. Okay, now, and that was one of the reasons why I just decided I would start uploading, a couple years ago. And I would just do the videos and just who cares if they're bad, who's going to watch them? And to get over that fear of not being good enough. So our shadow side kind of looks, I squint down on it, it's kind of a grayish green. So I'm gonna go with that. Try and get the value is not dark, 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 only in this area here. And we have the same dark, dark. Oh, this is the area I bet you're talking about. We're going to work with that. Okay. As the painting is moving upwards, it changes, it the color changes, the shadow color changes. And it does move to a lighter grayer color. I'm just going to put that in. It's looking better. Well, yeah, Corby, it's impossible. The whole perfectionist thing is just impossible. And I think perfectionism, at least in my case, I think it stems from insecurities. I don't think it. I don't think there's any value uh, in any of that. It's just it's just not worth it, right? But when you're lost and you're stuck in your head, then that whole idea of the perfectionist thing. Say this is where I need to steady my hand. Just want to get a sense of that there. It's a light, light yellow, but I don't want it to stand out too much because that's not my focal area. I'm going to leave that for now. It's just a little, no, I'm not going to leave it. I can't. I can't leave it. All right. And adding a little bit of the burnt sienna, I'm going to go in and it's kind of the shape that I've got. And you know, like here's the trick. When you make a mistake, it's not just it's painting into, right? It's like I'll just go back over in this area. And I think that's better. Okay. Then there is this kind of indentation there. Might be a little bit of a different angle. Let's see what you guys are looking at. Okay. I have this shadow coming in here, but it's not on the camera. So I'll just take it out again. Just leave it like that. I like it better that way anyways. So getting there. The lemon down here, the color of the lemon is reflecting this, the ground that it's sitting on. So one way to do that is to just take that ground color, add it into your, you know, your main color, your local color, and do that. Oh, what an interesting day today. And the highlight color is hardly ever a white. There may be little tiny dabs. but because the highlight colors are usually cool, uh, it would be more of a bluish white. That stands out a little bit more. Okay. All right. Not too bad. I have a slight eye. I have a slight eye sight problem, which gives the Picasso effect. So sometimes I have to try real hard to get it right, and other times I just go with it. I think I agree with Corby. You should just go with it. They actually say, Blanca, just for you, just for it's better if you have to wear glasses not to wear them when you're painting because you tend to get hyper focused. People tend to get hyper focused. And hmm, goodness. Well, this is not one of my good lemons. Definitely not one of my good lemons. However, again, it's got that little dent there. How much time have we been here? It's an hour. Okay, so this is Blanca. Hold on a sec. Okay, I don't know if you can see this all right, but you have the cast shadow, which kind of got lost. Okay, that's a bit better. So you have your cast shadow, which is the part that doesn't get any light at all. And you have the shadow going out, which will get lighter and lighter as it goes out because of all the reflected light. We've got the light source coming this way. So here's your highlight. And everything that comes down, down in this area, it's curving down towards the ground. It's going to have some reflected light. So some of the floor here will be come down and will be reflected back onto this part of the lemon. Same thing in the back. You've got the reflected light coming down and it will reflect back up. So it comes down and it will reflect back onto the lemon. But this reflected light is always uh, darker, darker in value than this table area here. So I'm going to leave it at that. Ew, goodness. Ew. Woo. All right, let me get back. Ah, okay. So, I know we got bad lighting here. Um, that was a good lesson for me. I'm telling you guys, that was a good lesson for me. Um, first of all, it it helps me by practicing uh, the the act of being of not painting well and of not beating myself up for that. And for me, that's a big thing because I grew up, spent most of my life being that perfectionist type, right? If it wasn't perfect, nobody should see it. It shouldn't be out there. And when I first started painting, it took me days to actually get the courage to upload my very first really bad painting, right? And I uploaded it, and I was terrified of the criticism. I was terrified of the whole thing. However, I found out that by uploading it, knowing it was a bad painting, that it it released me of that constant needing to be good enough. Okay. And that was really, really helpful for me because it got me started on understanding that when you don't do things perfectly, when you're not, which is never, we never do anything perfectly, but when you don't do it up to that standard, yeah, there is no perfect painting. Absolutely. There's no perfect painting. The perfectionism comes in to each individual's standards, right? back when I was trying to do a landscape, my first landscapes are still lifes, I was painting lemons, and it wasn't exactly the way that I wanted it to be. It just didn't look good enough. Like this one, right? Just doesn't look great. And then on the other hand, um, the act of doing it anyways, of knowing that because you're a beginner painter, what the heck, you're going to paint like Rembrandt? That ain't going to happen. And so I just uploaded it, and the release that I got from that taught me probably one of the best lessons of my life, that it's better to do and be good enough to have it put out there and have others who knew more than I did about painting form, about understanding how colors work. I didn't know anything. Uh, that there was no other way to learn how to be the kind of artist that I want to be. And it was a release. It really was. So then I would just got in, I would paint and upload, lost all interest in if it was a good enough, if it was a good painting or not. Lost all interest. The only thing I wanted was for the group to comment and to help me see some of the things that I wasn't seeing at the time. And I've carried that with me. I keep it. It's my gem. It's the most beautiful thing. And it's the only reason why I was able to upload that first video for YouTube. Because I mean, all the videos of the first 200 videos are like far from perfect, far from, you know, great editing and great this and that. And like I needed it to be there. And then finding that all that I really needed to do was just upload it, be myself, forget about all the tips and tricks and this and that of making a great video to keep people interested. And then I just thought, well, I'm just going to do the live stream. I'm just going to do a live stream, and whatever happens, happens. So this is my next step, painting live, doing this challenge, and allowing it to be, bad. Um, I have to figure out the lighting though. If I'm going to be painting when it's dark outside, I need to have better, I have to figure out the lighting here. Um, I'll figure that out. So in the meantime, you guys, it was really great to have you. Corby. And so today's lesson for me again is when I'm flustered, having coming back from this trip, and I'm not in focus, I'm not balanced, that if I go to paint, that certainly the painting is not going to be balanced either. It's not going to be balanced. And then understanding that, I mean, maybe by chance it would have turned into a great little painting, right? But by chance, then the things that I can learn from it, like when you do go into something and you want to create something and open up that beautiful, quiet, peaceful, creative space, and it just ain't there, what do you do? Well, my I had learned also in the past is you just paint it, even if it's awful. It got real. Sure did. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's how do you work through the flusters and the failures and the this and the that. And I think for me anyways, the lesson that I have learned through plenty of failed paintings is that you just finish painting it anyways, even if it's the worst painting that you've ever painted, the worst painting you've ever seen. Even if it's just awful, you do it anyways. You finish it and you close it. And I say that because I have a my entire life, you know, if we talk about the chakra things, right? The energetic, whatever, you know, getting an idea, working with it, loving it, you know, figuring it out, and then like whoop, it would just stop and I would never manifest it. I would just slip off into another new great idea. So for me, especially, the act of finishing, to any state of finishing a bad painting, one that I'm looking at and not liking and knowing it's just not working, is to just do it anyways and finish it. And that has helped me. Other people have different things that they need to work through. So it's a matter of finding what that is and finding their route into understanding more about how that process works. And this block that I have, this block that I've had my entire life, I've finally just opened it up. So if I do a bad video and I know it's not very good, I'll upload it anyways because it's good enough. And good enough will get me much farther uh, into not only into my YouTube channel or whatever, it will get me much farther uh, and into a healthier state of being. Do you guys get that, right? You understand what I'm saying? I know you do because you're both you're both my kind of people, and I know you understand what I'm saying. So, all right, you guys. Uh, let's let's take off from here. Tomorrow I will be back again. If for some reason I cannot get my lighting situation figured out, I may pull back and do a little bit earlier, 5 o'clock again. I'm sorry to be going up and down and back and forth, but have to figure out what's going to be working best. Uh, I don't like the glare, and I really do have a problem with, look at this. You guys can see my setup here, right? So I've got this bar that's got my palette down there and these wires, and I paint with my right hand, so I'm coming in here or coming up above the camera, or you know what I mean? And I'm not able to work my brushwork like I normally do. And hey, that's also an opportunity, isn't it? Like, um, it's also an opportunity to learn new movements. It can only come out positive. It can only be good if you think about it. So if I, you know, do these little paintings and they're stuck behind my camera and it's, you know, I have to be careful not to touch it and I'm trying to make a brush stroke and it's not working. Well, maybe that's a way for me to break out of the habits that I have in my brushwork. Like, what about painting with my left hand? You know, why not? Maybe we should do that, huh? As a challenge. Let's paint something, paint a lemon with with our opposite hand. I think that would be fun. I might actually do that. All right. 1 hour and 14 minutes. I'm happy that I made it here. Uh, oh, you understand that dance. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here, you guys. Sending you lots of love. I will see you tomorrow. My morning musings and then for this live stream. Take care, you guys. Filakia, that means kisses in Greek. Filakia. It's a friendly way that we say to everybody. Filakia. I mean, everybody. You say it to your grandparents, your parents, your kids, your friends, your neighbors. You say it to everyone. Yeah. All right. All right, my dears. Thanks so much for I'm glad you guys were here with me. I really am. Take care. Bye.